Hello everyone, welcome back to Control System lectures from Hiatuz. These lectures have been made on the basis of this book and it's best if you can follow these lectures along with the book. Okay, so you can find the link for the book in the description box. Now we will solve a few questions on polar plot. Okay, so the question here is the Nyquist plot of a control system is shown below. For this system, g of s h of s is equal to. Okay. So one thing that you have to observe here, it is referred as Nyquist plot. Okay. So most of the times the Nyquist plot and the polar plot, they are used interchangeably. There is a slight difference. We will discuss about it when we discuss the Nyquist criteria. Okay. Now we have to find out g of s h of s. Since this is the gh plane, this polar plot will correspond to gh. Okay. If it is a g plane, it will correspond to g function g of s. Whenever such a question is given where you have to find out the function from the given polar plot, okay, then you have to observe two things. One is where is the plot starting, okay, and where is the plot ending. From the starting of the plot, you will get an idea of the type of the system, that is the number of poles at origin, and from the ending, you will get an idea of the difference between number of poles and zeros. Okay, so we have already discussed this. Depending on the type and the difference between number of poles and zeros, you will get an idea of the polar plot. Okay, so from this polar plot you can see that at omega is equal to 0, where is the polar plot? It is at the negative real axis. Okay, so we have discussed that for type 0, it will start here at the positive x-axis. This will be the starting point for type 1 systems and this will be the starting point for type 2 systems. Okay, so this is what is the case in this case. So this function will be of type 2. Okay, so this is the first clue that we have. Secondly, where is it ending? Okay, what is the angle at which it is ending? So we know that the angle of ending is given by minus n pi by 2, where n is the difference between the number of poles and the number of zeros. Okay, so if you consider the negative angle, you will see that this angle will be minus 90 degrees, this will be minus 180, minus 270, and this is minus 360. Okay, so it is ending at an angle of minus 360. So this you can write as minus 360 is nothing but minus 2 pi. So minus 2 pi is equal to minus n pi by 2 gives n is equal to 4. That means there are 4 more poles than the number of zeros. Okay, the number of poles is equal to 4 plus the number of zeros. Okay, so this is the second clue. The function should be type 2 and the number of poles should be 4 more than the number of zeros. So this you can see that it is satisfied by option D. Next we will do another question. This is a ESE Mains question. Okay, so this is a subjective question. So the question here is, what are the different frequency response plots? Sketch the polar plot for the transfer function given below. Okay, so till now we have discussed only the polar plot, but we also have the Bode plot. Okay, and the next part of the question is sketch the polar plot. So we have to find out the polar plot for this function. Okay, what is the first step? First have to find out the frequency response function, that is g of j omega. So here you have to substitute s is equal to j omega. Okay, divided by j omega into j omega plus 10. Okay, so here you can either go by the real and imaginary form or you can go by the magnitude phase form. Okay, so we will be going by the magnitude phase form because that is much easier here. So mod g of j omega is equal to 100 into root over omega square plus 25 divided by omega into omega's root over omega square plus 100. Okay, and what is the phase? Phase is angle g of j omega is equal to here you can see that j omega minus 5, the real part is negative. Okay. In that case, what you should do, you should write pi minus tan inverse omega by 5. Okay. So, this is a very critical point. You can do a silly mistake. You might be doing a silly mistake of just writing minus tan inverse omega by 5. But when the real part is negative, that is the case for the imaginary part being negative. But if the real part is negative, you have to write pi minus tan inverse omega by 5. Okay. Minus pi by 2 minus tan inverse omega by 10. Okay. So, first we have found out the magnitude and we have also found out the phase. Okay. The expression for magnitude and phase we have found out. Next step is to find out the magnitude and phase at omega is equal to 0, okay, and at omega is equal to infinity. So, at omega is equal to 0, you can see that mod g of j omega is equal to infinity, okay, because you have a 1 by omega term here. So, it will become infinity, and angle g of j omega will be equal to pi minus 0 minus pi by 2 minus 0. Okay. So, this will be pi by 2. So, for omega is equal to 0, what is g of j omega? G of j omega will be equal to infinity angle 90 degrees. Okay. And for omega is equal to infinity, you will get mod of g of j omega. You can take the limit, you will get 0 in that case, and the angle will be pi minus pi by 2 minus pi by 2 minus pi by 2. Okay. So, this will be minus pi by 2. So, here g of j omega will be equal to 0 angle minus 90 degrees. Okay. So, we have also found out what are the values of g of j omega at omega is equal to 0 and omega is equal to infinity. So, now we will try to find out what might be the behavior of the plot in between the 0 and infinite frequencies. Okay. So, we will, let us say we take the phase, angle g of j omega is equal to pi minus tan inverse omega by 5 minus pi by 2 minus tan inverse omega by 10. Okay. Now, let us say we want to find out the angle, the frequency at which the angle becomes 0 degrees, that is the frequency at which the plot will intersect the real axis. Okay. Because when the plot intersects the real axis, it means that the phase is 0. Okay. So, in this case you will get tan inverse omega by 5 plus tan inverse omega by 10 is equal to pi by 2. Okay. So, if you apply the tan inverse A plus tan inverse B formula here, you will get tan inverse omega by 5 plus omega by 10 divided by 1 minus omega square by 50 is equal to pi by 2. From here you can write omega by 5 plus omega by 10 divided by 1 minus omega square by 50 is equal to tan pi by 2, which is infinity. Okay. So, this is the relation. Now, when something is infinite, the denominator should be 0. This means that 1 minus omega square by 50 is equal to 0. So, omega is equal to 5 root 2 radian per second. Okay. So, this is the frequency at which the polar plot will intersect the positive x-axis. Okay, because 0 degrees means that it is a positive x-axis. If you are taking negative x-axis, then the phase will be 180 degrees. Okay. So, the polar plot is starting at infinity angle 90 degrees. That means it is starting from the positive x-axis, positive y-axis, that is the imaginary axis, because 90 degrees is nothing but the positive y-axis. Okay. It is starting from the infinity of the positive y-axis and it is ending at the origin at an angle of minus 90 degrees. Okay. And in between it is intersecting the real axis at this frequency. Okay. So, you can draw the polar plot. It is starting from this Okay, so this is omega is equal to 0. This is the imaginary axis and this is the real axis. Okay, and then it is joining at minus 90 degrees. So this is omega tending to infinity, and in between it is intersecting the positive real axis at omega is equal to 5 root 2 seconds, radians per second. Okay, so let us say 5 root 2 is here. So the plot will be something like this. Okay, so this is the final polar plot. This frequency is 5 root 2 radian per second.